Welcome, my dear learners, for this course on heat transfer. In this module 1, we were discussing on introductory concepts in heat transfer and one-dimensional steady-state heat conduction. So far, we have solved numerical problems on composite valve and composite cylinders. Continuing our discussion on one-dimensional steady-state heat conduction, in today's lecture, we are addressing numerical problems on composite spheres. The problem number 7 of our discussion states that a spherical thin-walled metallic container is used to store liquid nitrogen at minus 196 degrees Celsius. The container has a diameter of 0.5 meter and is covered with an evacuated reflective insulation composed of silica powder. The insulation is 25 mm thick and its outer layer is exposed to air at 27 degrees Celsius. The convective transfer coefficient on outer surface is equal to 20 watt per meter square degree Celsius. Latent heat of evaporation of liquid nitrogen is 2 into 10 to the power of 5 joules per kg and density of liquid nitrogen is 804 kg per meter cube. Thermal conductivity of silica powder is equal to 0.0017 watt per meter degree Celsius. Find the rate of heat transfer and rate of N2 boil off. That is asking us to determine the rate of heat transfer and mass flow rate of boiling. Now let us solve this problem. If we list out the data given for problem number 7, we have a spherical thin-walled metallic container which is used to store liquid nitrogen. So we have a spherical container which is used to store liquid nitrogen. We have liquid nitrogen inside which is at minus 196 degrees Celsius. So therefore let us take the surface temperature as minus 196 degrees Celsius. The container has a diameter of 0.5 meters. So as specified the diameter of this container. So therefore find out the radius. So let us take the radius as R1 and is covered with an evacuated reflective insulation composed of silica powder. So it is covered with the help of an silica powder. Let us cover this container with the help of silica powder. Let us hatch it to indicate we have insulation. The insulation is 25 mm thick. We have specified the thickness of insulation. So we have specified the thickness of insulation and its outer layer is exposed to air. So its outer layer is exposed to ambient atmosphere which is at 27 degrees Celsius. The convective heat transfer coefficient on outer surface is also specified, H0, and he has given the latent heat of evaporation and density of liquid nitrogen. Now if I list out the data given, we have the temperature, or first let us formulate the electrical circuit which gives us clear idea. So we have the inner surface which is maintained at temperature T1 and we have the conduction resistance. We have the resistance due to conduction and we have the outer surface temperature T2 and we have convective heat transfer to the atmosphere from the outer surface. Let us take the ambient atmospheric temperature as T3. Let us take the ambient surface temperature as T3 and outer surface temperature as T2. Now we have the resistance as R1 and R2. Coming for the data given, we have the diameter D1 which is specified as 0.5 meters. Hence the radius R1 will be 0.0017 0.25 meters. We have specified the inner surface temperature as minus 196 degrees Celsius, and we have specified the thickness of insulation as 25 mm, which is nothing but 0.025 meters. Hence, R2 is given by R1 plus thickness. So therefore, R2 will become 0.25 plus 0.025, which is turning out to be 0.275 meters. And the ambient atmospheric temperature, which is taken as T3 for this problem, is 27 degrees Celsius. The convective heat transfer coefficient at outer surface, that is H0, which is 20 watt per meter square degree Celsius. The latent heat of evaporation, is HFG. Enthalpy of two phase, which is 2 into 10 to the power of 5 joules per kg, and we know the density, which is 8 gram per cc, which is nothing but 8 into 10 to the power of minus 3 kg divided by 10 to the power of minus 2 whole cube, which gives us in kg per meter cube. cc stands for cubic centimeter, centi means 10 to the power of minus 2 whole cube, and converting grams to kg. And also we have specified the thermal conductivity K of the material. K for the material is 0.0017 watt per meter degree Celsius. So if you observe, the liquid nitrogen is at a temperature of minus 196, whereas atmosphere is at a temperature of 27. So therefore, heat transfer is taking place from atmosphere to liquid nitrogen. It is from outward to inward. So let us solve this problem. If I move for solution, first let us calculate the resistances. We know that resistance R1 is because of conduction. The resistance R1 because of conduction for a sphere is already derived in our lecture 4, recalling which we have the resistance as R2 minus R1 divided by 4 pi k R1 R2. So therefore, resistance R1 will be, R2 is 0.275 minus R1 is 0.25 divided by 4 into pi into thermal conductivity is 0.0017 into R1 is 0.25 into R2 is 0.275, which is turning out to be 17.0219 degrees Celsius per watt. Now coming for R2, if I calculate, R2 is because of convection. So therefore, R2 is equal to 1 by H0 K0. For sphere, area is 4 pi r square. So therefore, R0 is H divided by H0 is given for us. Convective transfer coefficient is 20. Area is 4 pi R0 square. R0 here is R2. R2 is 0.275 square. 4 pi r square. So thereby I got the resistance due to convection also, which is 20 into 4 into pi times 0.275 square, which is turning out to be 0.0526 degrees Celsius per watt. Now we know the value of temperature between state point 1 and 3. So therefore, we know that rate of heat transfer Q is equal to delta T, that is T1 minus T3 divided by sum of resistances. So hence Q is equal to T1 is minus 196 minus T3 is 27 divided by sum of resistance R1 plus R2, which is known to us, which is 17.0219 plus 0.0526. So therefore, rate of heat transfer for this problem will become minus 196 minus 27 divided by 17.0219 plus 0.0526, which is minus 13.06 watts, which means that the heat transfer is taking place from outside to inside. So negative sign indicates that negative sign indicating heat transfer taking place from surrounding to liquid nitrogen N2. So negative sign indicating that heat transfer is taking place from surrounding to N2. Now he is also asking to find out the value of rate of N2 boiling. So boiling of liquid nitrogen, we know that boiling of liquid nitrogen times the HFG is equal to Q. So this is for boiling and for condensation. So therefore I want to find m dot. We know that HFG is equal to 2 into the power of 5, hence m dot will be equal to Q is 13.06 divided by 2 into 10 to the power of 5, which is turning out to be 13.06 divided by 2 into 10 to the power of 5, which is 6.53 into 10 to the power of minus 5 kg per second. So in terms of kg per hour, I can write it as m dot is equal to 6.53 into 10 to the power of minus 5 multiplied by 3600. So if I do that, I will get it in kg per hour as 0.23508 kg per hour. So per hour around 0.235 kgs of liquid nitrogen is boiling off. Let me pause this video for a while so that people can copy it down. Later we will solve problem number 8. Now moving ahead for problem number 8, it states that a hollow spherical form is used to determine thermal conductivity of material. The inner diameter is 20 cm and outer diameter is 50 cm. A 30 watt heater is placed inside, and under steady state conditions, the temperature at 15 and 20 cm radii were found to be 80 degrees Celsius and 60 degrees Celsius. Determine the thermal conductivity of the material. Also find the outside temperature if the surrounding is at 30 degrees Celsius. Determine convective heat transfer coefficient over the surface. So if I list out the data given for problem number 8, we have a hollow spherical form. So let me draw the hollow spherical form. like this, and he has specified the diameters of this. Let me write down the diameters, convert it into radius and write it down. So we have the radius R1, which is turning out to be 10 centimeters, and R0 is turning out to be 50 centimeters. We have an heater placed inside. We have an heater which is producing 30 watts. And under steady state conditions, the temperature at 15 and 20 centimeter radii. So at a radius of 15 centimeter, at a radius of 15 centimeter, and at a radius of 20 centimeter. So take two radius 15 and 20. So this states the radius as 15 and 20. Let us take it as R2 and R3, where we specified the temperatures. Let us take this as 1, 2, 3, surface as 4, and the atmosphere as state point 5. And he has specified, he had asked us to calculate the value of H0 also. So now, if I list out the data given for us, this is radius R4. So let us leave space for electrical analog and write down the data. So let us leave space for electrical circuit representation and list out the data given. We have the inner diameter as 20 centimeters. So therefore radius R1 will be radius R1 will be 20 by 2, which is 10 centimeters. Hence it is 0.1 meters, and he has directly given the radius R2 and R3 as 15 centimeter and 20 centimeter, that is 0.15 meter and 0.2 meter, and the outer diameter is 50 centimeter. So therefore R4 is 0.25 meters. Apart from this, he has specified the temperatures at 15 and 20 centimeters. That is at state point 2 and state point 3. The temperatures are ಹೋಗು ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಹೋಗು ಆಗೋಯ್ತು ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಹೋಗು 2 ನಿಮಿಷ ನೀನು ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಹೋಗು ನಿದ್ದೆ ಮಾಡ್ದ that is at state point 2 the temperature T2 and T3 are given. The values of T2 and T3 are 80 degrees and 60 degrees respectively, 80 degrees Celsius and 60 degrees Celsius, and he has given the value of Q for us. Q is 30 watts. Q is 30 watts. He is asking us to find the value of thermal conductivity K, the outer surface temperature, that is T4, and also he is asking us to determine the value of convective heat transfer coefficient H0, and he has given the value of atmospheric temperature is also specified, which is T4, which is 30 degrees Celsius. Now, if I write down the circuit for this, we have heat is flowing from heater to atmosphere Q. We have temperature T1. We have resistance due to conduction. We have temperature T2, resistance due to conduction. We have temperature T3, resistance due to conduction. We have temperature T4, and finally we have resistance due to convection to ambient atmosphere, which is at temperature T5. This is R1, R2, R3 and R4. Now the resistance R1 is because of conduction, R2 is also because of conduction, R3 is also because of conduction. We know the radius of all the points, but we don't know the thermal conductivity. Without thermal conductivity, we cannot find the resistance. But he has given the value of Q for us, and we know the value of temperatures T2 and T3. Very important. He has given the temperatures T2 and T3. So therefore, let me analyze the rate of heat transfer between the points T2 and T3. I can find one unknown. So hence, directly solve for Q2 to 3, which is equal to T2 minus T3 by resistance R2. So we know that resistance R2 is because of conduction. Conductive resistance for a sphere is also known for us, the formula. Substitute the value of Q, which is 30 watts. 30 watts is equal to T2 is known 80 degrees minus T3 is known 60 degrees divided by the radius for resistance R2 will be R3 minus R2. R3 minus R2 divided by 4 pi K R3 R2. So I know all the values, the only unknown value is thermal conductivity K. So if I substitute and solve, I will get the value of thermal conductivity K. So thermal conductivity K will be 30 divided by 80 minus 60 divided by 4 into pi into R3 R2. R3 is 0.2, R2 is 0.15, whole multiplied by R3 minus R2. R3 is 0.2 minus R2 is 0.15. So therefore, I will get the thermal conductivity as 0.1989 watt per meter degree Celsius. So we found out the value of thermal conductivity K. Now he is asking us to find the value of T4. Since we know the thermal conductivity, I can find the value of R1, R2 and R3. So therefore, if I solve, I will get the value of R1 as R2 minus R1 divided by 4 pi K R1 R2, and R2 will be R3 minus R2 by 4 pi K R3 R2, and R3 will be R4 minus R3 by 4 pi K R3 R4. So if I solve for resistances, I will get the resistance as R2 is 0.15 minus R1 is 0.1 divided by 4 into pi into K is 0.1989 into R1 R2, 0.1 into 0.15, which is 1.33 degrees Celsius per watt. So here I will get R3 is 0.2 minus R2 is 0.15 divided by 4 into pi into K is 0.1989 into R3 is 0.2 into R2 is 0.15, which is 0.67 degrees Celsius per watt. Coming for R3, R4 is 0.25 minus R3 is 0.2 divided by 4 into pi into k is 0.1989 into 0.2 into 0.25, which is 0.4 degrees Celsius per watt. We know the three resistances. Now, with the help of this, I can find the value of temperature T1 and T4. That is, if I do heat transfer analysis between 1 to 2, I will get the answer. Q1 to 2 will be T1 minus T2 divided by R1. So hence, find the value of T1. Similarly, Q3 to 4 will gives us the value of unknown temperature T4 divided by R3. So find the value of T4. You know the value of Q. Q is given for us, which is 30. 30 is equal to T1 is unknown, T2 is known, which is 80, divided by R1 is 1.33. If I solve, I will get the value of answer as 119.9. I can take it as 120 degrees Celsius. Now, if I solve for Q3 to 4, Q is known 30 watts, 30 is equal to T3 is 60 minus T4 is unknown divided by R3 is 0.4. If I solve, I will get the value of T4 as 48 degrees Celsius. 48 degrees Celsius. Now, if I do steady state heat transfer analysis between 4 and 5, I can find the value of H0. So therefore, if I do between Q4 to 5, which is nothing but T4 minus T5 divided by resistance R4. Resistance R4 is because of convection. So therefore, Q4 to 5 is it. Q4 to 5 is known, which is 30. For steady state it is constant. 30 is equal to T4 is 48. T5 is given for us, which is 30 degrees Celsius ambient. I have noted down it as T4, but it is ambient, it is T5. It is 8.5. That is outside surrounding temperature is 30 degrees Celsius divided by R4. Find the value of resistance R4. The value of resistance R4 will be 48 minus 30 divided by 30, which is 0.6 degrees Celsius per watt. So now we know that R4 is because of convection, which is 1 by H0 A0. So therefore, H0 will be equal to 1 by R4 into 4 pi R square. R is the outer radius is R4. It is R4 square. So therefore, convective heat transfer coefficient will become 1 divided by resistance 4 is 0.6 into 4 into pi into R4. R4 is 0.25 square, which is turning out to be 2.122 watt per meter square degree Celsius. So this is the complete solution for problem number 8. Let me pause this video for a while so that if people can copy it down. Later we will solve problem number 9. Next, moving ahead for problem number 9, which states that a hollow sphere is made of steel having thermal conductivity of 45 watt per meter degree Celsius. It is heated by means of a coil of resistance 100 ohm, which carries a current of 5 amperes. The coil is located in the hollow space at center. The outer area of sphere is 0.2 meter square and it is 32 kgs. Assuming the density of sphere material is 8 gram per cc, calculate the temperature difference between the inner and outer surfaces. So let us solve this problem. If we list out the data given for problem number 9 of our discussion, we have a hollow sphere. So we have an hollow sphere which has the thermal conductivity. So let us take the thickness of the sphere as T. Now if I mark the radius, so we have the radius as R1 and R2. So inside he has placed the heater. Now if I list out the data given for us, we have only two temperature points, that is T1 and T2. We have the resistance. So now if I list out the data given, he has given the thermal conductivity K as 45 watts per meter degree Celsius, R due to electric current which is given for us, which is 100 ohm, and it carries a current I which is 5 amps. The coil is located in the hollow space at the center. The outer area of the sphere, outside area of sphere is given, which is 0.2 meter square, and the mass of the sphere is given, which is 32 kgs, and he has given the density, which is 8 gram per cc, which is nothing but 8 into 10 to the power of minus 3 kg divided by 10 to the power of minus 2 whole cube will become kg per meter cube. So therefore density will turn out to be 8 into 10 to the power of minus 3 divided by 10 to the power of minus 2 whole cube, which is 8000 kg per meter cube. And he is asking us to find the value of delta T, that is T1 minus T2. Now if I move for solution, since he has given the current and electrical resistance, we know that rate of heat flow is equal to I square R. So therefore, by using this formula, I can find the heat or as I square is 5 square into the electrical resistance is 100, which is 2500 watts. This is 5 square. This is electric resistance is 100. So therefore, Q for this problem is 2500 watts. Now 2500 watts is dissipated through the sphere by conduction. So therefore, moving ahead, we know that Q is also equal to delta T divided by resistance. Resistance of a sphere is given by R2 minus R1 by 4 pi K R1 R2. Now I want to find the value of R1 and R2, thereby I can find the delta T. Now to find the value of R1 and R2, the one hint is that he has given the value of outside area. So therefore, by using outside area, A0 is 4 pi R0 square, find the value of R2. Find the value of R2. R2 will become 0.2 divided by 4 into pi root of answer, which is 0.1262 meters. So now I have found out the value of R2. To find R1, we know density and mass, find volume. So now we know that volume is equal to mass by density. Now we know the value of, therefore volume will become, mass is 32 kgs divided by density is 8000, hence volume will be 32 by 8000, which is 4 into 10 to the power of minus 3 meter cube. Now for hollow sphere, we know that volume is equal to 4 by 3 pi of R2 cube minus R1 cube. So volume is known 4 into 10 to the power of minus 3, which is equal to 4 by 3 into pi into R2 is known to us. R2 is 0.1262 cube minus R1 cube. Hence the value of R1 will be 4 into 10 to the power of minus 3, which is equal to 4 by 3 into pi into 0.1262 cube minus alpha x cube. So if I solve, I will get the value of R1 as 0.1018 meters. 0.1018 meters. So we know the value of R1, we know the value of R2, hence I can find the value of resistance. So therefore thermal resistance R is equal to R2 minus R1 by 4 pi k R1 R2. So thermal resistance will be, R2 is 0.1262 minus R1 is 0.1018 divided by 4 into pi into thermal conductivity K is 45 given for us into R1 R2, that is 0.1018 into 0.1262, which is nothing but 3.3586 into 10 to the power of minus 3 degrees Celsius per watt. 3.3586 into 10 to the power of minus 3 degrees Celsius per watt. So therefore we know that Q is equal to delta T by R, hence delta T is equal to Q into R, hence temperature difference, that is outer surface T1 minus T2. The temperature difference between inner surface and the outer surface is turning out to be, this answer is multiplied by Q. Q is 2500, which is nothing but 8.3965 degrees Celsius. 8.3965 degrees Celsius. So this is the complete solution for problem number 9, which is based on electrical resistance. So Q is equal to I square R is the general expression from our basic electrical. Find the value of heat in watts. Now heat is also equal to temperature difference by thermal resistance, where thermal resistance depends on R1 and R2. Find the value of R1 and R2, we will get the value of thermal resistance. Now use the formula of current flow is equal to temperature difference by thermal resistance, we will get the temperature difference, which is turning out to be 8.3965 degrees Celsius. So this completes our discussion on problems on composite wall, composite cylinder and composite spheres. From next lecture we are taking critical thickness of insulation. That's all for this lecture. Thank you all.